Go, Paul. This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, how are we doing? Long time, mate.
Yeah. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Yeah, very good. Look, all-female card. How big is this for the sport, mate?
Yeah, it's big for female boxing. You know, for the sport, obviously the sport's in a good place. I think, a lot of networks are buying boxing and, fighters are getting paid and so on and so forth. But, for the female boxing, we've had some good female cards this year, good female main events. But this is a great female card. You got a terrific main event and even co-main event, which has a lot of intrigue. And, of course, a lot of the women on the undercard that are getting a lot of attention that could be tomorrow's stars.
It talks about those two massive fights. I mean, Michaela Mayer-Baumgardner. How can you see that one going, mate?
Yeah, when they first signed it, I thought Mayer might have had a little bit of an advantage. And I probably still edged towards Mayer. But, man, I don't know if Baumgardner's gotten ahead. Baumgardner reminds me a little bit of me when I was fighting. A little bit of a nuisance, gets under your skin, and she's really all in. She throws all her chips on the table, and she's ready to, prove herself and risk the embarrassment of a defeat. Because after all this talking, if you get beat, trust me, I can tell you, I've done a lot of talking at times that I didn't come out with the win, and it can look bad. But when you're willing to risk it all to get that attention, I tell you, Baumgardner stole the promotion so far. I mean, I'm intrigued with Marshall and Shields as well, but Baumgardner's stolen the promotion.
What would it mean more to those two? Undisputed or beating each other? There's a massive rivalry there.
Yeah, at this point they dislike each other. I think at this point they dislike each other so much that Undisputed will come second. Right now they just focus on how much they dislike each other. And then if you happen to win, you also just happen to have the Undisputed title as well.
Talked about that main event as well, Shields Marshall. Do you think Clarissa, being the away fighter, that doesn't bother her at all? She's calm as cool as cucumber this week.
Yeah, but Clarissa's a veteran, and she's done this at every level. Gold medals, world championships, beating all kinds of fighters, all kinds of styles. I know Savannah has a winner over her in the amateurs, but it's been a long time, and there's a lot of adjustments. I think Clarissa has added to her style. There's a lot more variables. I think Savannah's a big puncher. She's always got a puncher's chance, but it's pretty much a one-trick pony in my opinion. I think Shields has a bit too many dimensions for her. It'll be interesting to watch, though, because I want to see if Savannah, with her height advantage, knows how to use it. Because if she can keep Clarissa on the end of things with her jab and not look so much for the big shot until she sets it up, maybe we could get a surprise. But I feel like Clarissa has more angles and more variables to her style.
Push, you want a prediction for that one, Paulie?
Probably Clarissa on points.
I need to just quickly go over things within boxing. Last week was a bad week for boxing. Conor Ben Eubank. What did you make of all that with Conor Ben's failed test?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's been something I've talked about for probably a decade and a half already. About the problem with performance enhancers in the sport. But as soon as you mention somebody's favorite fighter, they don't want to hear it anymore. They don't want to talk about it anymore. So the odds are, if there's a performance enhancing drugs problem in the sport, the odds are that the best fighters in the sport are doing it. The performance enhancing drugs aren't a problem at the mid tier. They're a problem at the high level. Because that's why guys do the performance enhancers, is to reach those high levels. So once you say things like there's a big performance enhancing drugs problem in boxing, well, the first place you start looking is at that elite level of the sport, because obviously those mid-tier guys aren't going to be the ones doing it and beating the upper level guys, right? If they're not beating the upper level guys, that means they're not doing it. So it's a problem. It's been a problem for a while, and I think it has multiplied because nobody was listening when I first started clamoring about this, and they were actually complaining about me. And now you have a big problem. I think now it's a major problem. And I don't think anybody wants to correct it, to tell you the truth. So I don't really talk about it that much.
How do you think the whole thing was handled by the both promotional teams and the board?
I think it was kind of disgraceful, to tell you the truth. When I heard that he had already failed earlier in the promotion in the very, very beginning, and I thought that was a disgrace. The fact the BBBFC, which was a commission that I had respected a lot in the past, because I was one of the most strict and really was really sticklers for details in the medical conditions of the fighters. I said it was a commission that I respected, even to the point where sometimes they were annoying, but I knew it was for the better good. But to know that they knew about this and still were going to allow the things to happen until the media got a hold of it, really disappointing. Promoters, Eddie was another guy. I've really had a lot of respect for Eddie, the things he's accomplished, things he's done. But unfortunately, greed is greed, and money comes first in everybody's eyes, I guess, and that's a shame.
Paulie, again.
I hurt all the girls that I fight, but I will come out victorious.
Clock ticking till I become undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
This is another moment that my hand would be risen.
I've fully prepared myself for a war.